Hey everybody, welcome back to Trash Talk, the Thru Hikers podcast. I'm Kenny Powers.
I'm Rascal.
This is episode 10.
Wow, really?
Episode 10, I believe we're recording right now.
Oh my goodness, that's so
Which
fun.
is
Our guest today is a very fun friend of mine and
Yes.
Kenny's now.
Yeah.
Just friends. We're
Just friends, that's it.
Just
I swear.
friends, that's it.
We have Tara Marie Dower joining us, also known as Candy Mama, also known as other things. I don't know.
Tara Trex is how I knew her.
Tara Trex, that's a good one.
Yes,
You can actually find her on the
That's
interwebs.
YouTube. This is our most famous guest by far.
Oh, wow. Thanks, guys.
So this is awesome.
This is so nice. This is building me up.
Hey, you got to get you ready for Hard Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Rascal, tell us who she is, or let her tell her, whatever.
Yeah, she's my biggest hype lady, honestly. So I don't like talking. It's funny. I don't like talking about myself that much. Honestly, it kind of makes me feel super awkward, but Rascal does it for me, and it's
I will swoop.
so nice.
I will swoop in. When I first visited Tara in Virginia Beach, none of her friends even knew that she runs, like just in general. And I was like, wait, they don't know?
They don't know who you are.
Hold the phone. I was like, you guys know she's hiked like thousands of miles, and now she runs like hundreds of miles. And they were like, what, you, Tara? And you were like, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, origin story. Tara and I met on the Appalachian Trail back in 2019 when we were both in the midst of our thru hike. It was a glorious evening in Pennsylvania somewhere, and
New Jersey.
No, it was Pennsylvania.
New Jersey.
It was right before. It was the day before Lehigh Gap.
Oh, yeah.
Because-
Okay. Yes.
Because you
yes.
came running down the hill and you were like, "Where's the water? My husband needs water." And I was like, "Who is this girl?"
But then
You
you
got
came
water?
and sat next to me.
Yeah, and I was like asking you a few questions, and you went off. I didn't see you till the next day, and then we all happened to be camping at the same campsite.
Well, me and Jonathan in our tent, we were like, "Is that Mila Kunis talking?" Sounds like her.
See the resemblance.
She looks, and she sounds like Mila Kunis. I was like, "Oh my gosh, she's hiking the trail."
And then in New Jersey, yes, I joined y'all, your little crew, and became a part of it.
Nice.
And then we summited Katahdin together,
Yep.
Awesome.
and the deal was sealed.
Yeah, among other adventures too that we've had together. So many.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Since then, there's been a lot.
That's a good show of the connections you make on trail, and you just never know when they're going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's so true. I remember hiking behind Rascal. We had been hiking together for a couple of days, but we weren't like chatting a whole lot. But me and her got like stuck together at a certain point, and I just thought, like, as I was hiking behind her, I was like, I think this person is so cool, and I hope we're friends by the end of this. I really want to be her friend so bad.
And here we are.
And here we are.
You get those little moments where you're like, oh, that person's really cool. I want to go keep hiking this fast to catch up and keep up.
Well, yeah, Rascal's extremely fast on trail. She hikes so fast. And it's so
evil.
hard to keep up. And it was difficult. I was like, I was tired. I was winded following her.
Yeah, let's also think about our pack sizes on the AT.
Oh my gosh, you love to bring that up.
Because you had a monster on your back.
No, I didn't. You over exaggerate. I had the necessities and I had a little comfort.
You and Jonathan
what was
had
the comfort
a
item?
huge back.
We had pillows.
iPads. Camera gear.
iPads for editing videos.
A pot this big.
We had to have a pot. We shared the pot. It was a communal pot.
Yeah.
That's excessive, but I'm
many
happy.
things.
I'm happy for it because I got to witness your documentary. So.
Oh yeah, it was fun to do that. That was like my creative outlet. That's always been something I've enjoyed is making videos. I've always kind of had this. I love technology, and I love taking photos, and I love taking pictures of people. I do a lot of photography, and that's always something I wanted to do. If I did like an adventure like this, I wanted to document it somehow. So being able to do that on trail, the most epic adventure ever, was so neat. I love watching those videos because that was also 6 months after me and my husband had been married. So looking back at who we were,
that's a test.
then,
That's a test.
That
right
was
off
their
the
like
jump.
second honeymoon.
Oh yeah,
boom,
a through hike.
We're solidified for life now.
Yeah.
I tried that once for a 4th date. It really didn't work out.
What? Oh.
Through hiking with someone.
Oh my gosh, so true. Yeah, it's tough.
I get to look back at like the origins of like when I started through hiking because of all the things you recorded and some of our other like the JMT stuff. It like makes me tear up sometimes. It's just
I need to edit that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to tell myself. I don't think I watched the JMT one.
Well, there's like a little clip that she has that it's like we're all kind of buzzed and like talking about how great trail life is, and I'm like, it's for the people.
Well, no, you said it's not really for the people, and then you're like, it's
and then
I
was like,
people.
We'll just get the clip and we'll play it right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually for me, trails are like about the people, but this time it's
is it not?
Let me finish. It's about my people, and the views are just, I mean, you'll never know unless you come see.
That came out while I was on trail, and I actually watched it. I was like, she's right. She's not wrong, but she's buzzing. You use her videos as kind of a remembrance of what trail was for you. And that's where I recognized you from. And
when Kenny and I met on trail, it was all because of you, Tara.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
I was like, you look familiar. And she goes, Tara Treks. And I was
I'm
just
like, oh, do you watch Tara Treks?
Oh, yeah. So that was...
I'm everybody's favorite. Favorite reoccurring character. Every time.
So that was interesting. And then, we ran into each other at trail days. And I got to hang out, and I was like, that was my moment when I was like, every YouTuber I met here is literally who they are on camera.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've met a lot of people at trail days too, this past one, but also on trail too, and they really are exactly who they portray. Like people are like, oh, do you put on like a show? I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, just you.
No, it's I'm really crying.
We're hikers. We don't have time.
So, and that's, I mean, you've done the AT, the JMT, the CT, which is the Colorado Trail.
MST.
And the BMT.
And the BMT.
And Bent Mackay. That's a lot of through hikes.
It's a couple hikes.
Yeah.
And most of them have been a little faster than normal.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. A lot faster than normal.
So the Mountains to Sea Trail was an FKT, which is otherwise known as the fastest known time. And then Bent Mackay Trail was also an FKT, and the CT, the Colorado Trail, was in the FKT style.
You've ran trails. You just really haven't hiked them that much.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You just run them.
Yeah, and so people ask me, they're like, there's like this, I don't say like argument on like forums or like Facebook, but there are people that say like, oh, you're not doing it right if you're like running it or if you're doing an FKT, because a lot of people, they think that like there shouldn't be a competition on trail, and I can understand that. That's just the way you hike, and that's fine. Hike your own hike. Everyone says that all the time.
I see it a little differently. I don't see it. I mean, it's a through hike, absolutely. It's just done a different way, and so it's like it's more of a racing aspect. And if you don't want to be in a race, then don't be in a race.
Yeah,
but she's racing herself, and I think that's hard for people to understand. Yeah. People get whizzed by, and they're like, maybe they're having a bad moment, or they whatever, and they're just like, why are you running the trail?
Oh yeah,
stop and smell the roses.
Back in my day.
Yeah.
People are just going to get mad about whatever they want to get mad about.
I mean, I've never run any of my through hikes, but I've hiked faster than most. And even I get slack for that. So I'm like, you guys don't even know.
I was stunned when you were talking about your stats. And then, now I'm going back in March. And so I'm like, I get to do what Rascal did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone gets to step it up whenever they want or if they don't want.
Yeah. So that's going to be great.
I've done both. I've done the through hike style in the AT, and I've done the JMT in that style as well. And I've done FKTs, and I find there is both of those experienced FKT or through hike, they hold a special place in my heart. I don't view one higher than the other. I've had a great time through hiking because I can chill. I can meet friends like Rascal. I can hang out with my husband. I can just, you know, watch the sunset, watch the sunrise. But during an FKT, I can really test my limits. And I see the trail at all times. I see it at night. So I see animals that no one sees because they're in their tent sleeping, which is not wrong.
I love not hiking now because of that.
Oh yeah. I mean, I see, you know, the moon shining down. I
the
get
stars.
I get to hallucinate a little because I'm sleep deprived, and that's a fun
not
time.
because of other things.
Never. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of value in both through hiking and FKTs, and I don't think a lot of people realize that.
No.
There's a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
We can go into all the types of FKT, whatever you want to do,
but you always come back mostly because of the community. You know, it's like that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, right before my through hike is when I started following you, obviously, and talk about the community. You know, giving back how much you do by doing the gear giveaway to prospective hikers and things like that. Even the YouTube, your whole video or the introductions, so people can start getting to know each other around the same dates. I mean, that's really giving back to the community in a big way that no one else really is doing. Ramdino.
Hiked,
oh
right?
no, not Ramdino, but he's great. Yeah. I love Ramdino. I love his videos.
You've done that every year since you've hiked, right? Like,
yeah, and it takes a lot of time, and I think people are quick to assume I'm doing it for this reason or that reason, but it takes a lot of time, and I don't really get a lot in return, and that's fine because I get so much joy from seeing these people connect with each other over the live stream or the live chat, connecting, seeing each other's faces on a video and just connecting with each other. And I know a couple people that have connected through my video, like Stan the Man and Tanya. They connected through it. So there's several connections there that I think are pretty neat that I mean, I'd like to say thanks to my video, and that's so cool. And also giving gear to backpackers.
I think that's huge.
Oh, it's so much fun. I remember if I was getting into a gear giveaway, just like the thought of like, oh my gosh, I could get like a free pack. This is the coolest thing. And I want to give that experience to people.
My fingers were crossed last year waiting. I was like,
there were so many good ones last year.
There was a lot of good things.
Oh my gosh.
And that's the thing, you keep building this network and like getting more and more traction and more good stuff, and all these folks are like getting attracted to it and getting on trail because of it.
And if for everybody that doesn't know your YouTube channel, you know, Tara Treks, explain what your videos are, your big videos are.
Yeah, so every year I have through hikers for, you know, who want to through hike in the following year. So 2023, it was last year that I sent out the call out, and then 2024 they're going to be hiking. So I have them send me videos, clips of themselves, less than 1 minute, and I compile all those clips and I play it on my YouTube channel. And people, when it premieres, people live chat and meet each other via the internet. And then they get on trail and hopefully they meet each other. But then 2 weeks after that, people entered to win a giveaway after that compilation, and they get a chance to win this year's 24 prizes from gear companies.
That's
packs,
crazy.
sleeping bags, tents from Durston, ultra shoes, like so many cool things.
Those Durston tents are hard to get, so that's a top commodity right there.
People
I saw
really
them out on
excited
trail
for that
this
one.
year.
There was a lot on the CDT too.
They're a cool design. They're a neat design. It's like nothing I've seen before.
You like get more room. It's like all the maximized amount of room in there possible. Where did that idea come from to do the video introductions?
Well, I was doing a bunch of videos after I finished my through hike, and I wanted to stay connected to the community somehow. Actually, that year I became a hostel caretaker.
Where at?
Was
Hot
it
Springs?
Rascal? It was 2020, right? Yeah, it was that.
Yeah, it was
following
2020.
year.
It was during COVID because I came out to hang out with you guys for a while.
Yeah, so I was a hostel caretaker in Hot Springs, North Carolina. So I was connected to the community, but also sort of not because of COVID. But that was a great way to, you know, still give back to the community and somehow in a way that I knew I could help. Like I knew I can't afford like going out and being a trail angel for, you know, maybe a day or two, but you know, I'm
not
all
all
in or
season.
all out. Yeah, not all season. So I know.
Yeah, you're really 0 or 100.
Yeah.
The trail magic thing's one time or all the time.
Yeah.
That's so true, though. That is so me. Oh, yeah. So I just wanted to give back to the community, and that seemed like a good way to do it.
I mean, that's kind of how this started. How this podcast started was just
totally
having something to do between hiking season and giving back and giving information, or, you know, putting someone else on the spot, you know, hey, go check these people out.
Yeah, because there's so many like influencers out there who don't make it realistic. You know,
really?
There's a lot.
Yeah,
Wow,
I mean,
tell me
like
more.
the Instagrammers and all the people who are like, "Oh my gosh, their hiking's a dream," and it's easy.
A dream.
And it is if you're willing to put up with the shit. You know,
It's a fucking nightmare.
Whoa!
It's not all rainbows and sunshine.
No,
not
sometimes
all, like,
it is.
It is sometimes. It will be if you keep at it. You know,
all the bad days are worth just
oh
one
my gosh,
good day.
for sure. Sometimes
So.
I pooped on myself, and sometimes me and my husband were arguing with each other, and that sucked. But also, it was great because I saw a sunrise. And
but also,
and
I learned how to push myself. And
you know, first time I shit myself was going up to Klingman's, and I was like, "Hey, I hit 200 miles a day. Yeah, today was a good day."
And dropped a number 2 in my pants.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how great a trail poop is?
Trail poop.
I prefer it so much more.
Me
than
too. Find a good
real
log
facilities.
that you can like hang
Lean
off
against.
of.
Yeah,
Lean against. You can sit on
a nice
down
tree
log.
to hold on to.
Those are the best. Just
Side of a
chilling.
cliff, just looking out.
So I did a
vista.
podcast when I first got off trail in Denver with a local podcast there, and the guy's like, "Are there like poop stations?" So that's why if you look at our hashtags,
Yeah, wherever
they all
you
say,
check in.
yeah, they all say hashtag poop station. Yeah, you got privies, but it's like hard to explain to someone who has no idea what the trail really is. You know, yeah, we have
And
poop
honestly,
stations.
the woods are better than privies.
Oh my goodness.
100%.
Yeah. Especially if
they-
you're in the south on the AT.
I mean,
Stay
I would
out
rather
of those.
people go in privies if they didn't know how to like dig a proper
Yeah.
cat hole.
Or not being
True.
able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all of Pennsylvania, or you know what, in Tennessee, just hold your poop.
Well, there's
entire
only
state.
poop. There's toilet areas.
Toilet
in that
areas.
state.
So just hold your
They're
poop.
not allowed to have privies.
Just hold your poop. So
Just
I'll tell
go
you right
really,
now.
really fast.
Yeah, hurry up and just get done. Like most of them poop on the trail, so it's not really much fun. Through hikers will always talk about poop.
There's no boundaries.
I mean, there's worse things in the world than pooping yourself. I'm just gonna say it.
Once
lot
you do it a
worse.
few times too, you're like, just gonna clean this up and call it a day.
Like, have you ever seen like a cow poop? That's hopefully one day we can all just be comfortable with each other and do that. Have you
Hey,
seen
eyes
that?
up here,
Their little-
buddy.
Their tail wipes their poop, and it just goes all over the place. I want to do that. I want to be able to like. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't say this on a public podcast because it feels like I'm just
Why
talking
don't you
with my
try
friends.
that in your next race? Yeah.
Well, that's what it's all about.
Well, you take it in your hand. That's what I want us all to do.
Get out of here.
Into a proper cat hole. You throw it into a cat hole,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
6 inches, all the stuff. Bring your trowel.
Pennsylvania, there's no chance you're making 6 inches.
No, probably
Yeah,
not a lot
no.
of places, but
Not
you
many
gotta
places.
try. Just attempt.
Attempt. Make an
Attempt is
Or-
good, and then make sure it's nice and covered. And
There's your leave no trace
yeah.
promo from
The worst is
Trash
when
Talk.
you go to dig one and you dig up somebody else's. And you're
Oh
like,
yeah, that's the worst.
There's plenty of those tips videos out there on YouTube, and you can find out, a few of the people have, put an X
put a
over the
stick
dang
in there.
thing.
Put
Yeah.
So
a
true.
rock, something.
Just
That's a
put
good
Come on,
idea.
people.
Yeah.
Although if it is just a rock burial, you can maybe take the rock off, add to it, and then put the rock back on.
That's cool.
The worst poops are
Oh,
like
God.
we were coming off Knife's Edge. Remember that? And I really
Oh,
had to
you
go.
had to poop so bad.
Yeah, and there was
You were
it was
like-
all rock,
You're like, I'm
And I
not
was
gonna
like-
make it.
and I was almost dying on that trail already.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I mean that was our last day, our last 6 miles, and we were all like, our bodies were just done.
Very baby deer legs, all
Yeah.
of us.
I had the same feeling even just going down the A-ball.
Oh my god!
Trail
Flipper and I got
after
down, and
Cotton.
we're like, "Where are they?" And it took
It
you
was
guys another,
horrible.
20 minutes to get down.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I had to go.
Yeah. Hey, but you guys got to see that really cool moose on the way down.
Oh yeah, you guys missed
Ah.
the ginormous
Flipper and I
moose.
missed that. Yeah.
Yeah, you missed literally. That was the pinnacle. I was like, it's complete. life, it's complete. Old through hike done. Moose in Maine.
Seen a moose.
Yeah, I got to see a moose.
We saw that
Maine.
other moose a couple evenings before. Remember we were at that lake?
Oh.
Yes.
And I was like, oh man, if we saw a moose, this day would just be perfect.
Crazy.
And Sheriff goes, Rascal, look. And there it was across the lake. A moose and its baby.
100 Mile Wilderness is an amazing place.
So good.
Oh my gosh.
So you got done with the trail in 19. You went and worked at a hostel in 2020, the COVID year, where ATC told everyone to get off.
So
they said the woods have COVID. Get out of here.
Yeah. When did you start running?
I was working at the hostel and getting ready for the Mountains to Sea Trail FKT in 2020. September of 2020 is when I did it. So I was training. I was hostel caretaker for Jennifer Farr Davis, who still holds a women's record for the Appalachian Trail FKT. And she, in the day, she was overall FKT record holder, which was, I think it was 46 days, just an incredible, incredible feat. And so I got really inspired by her, and I wanted to do the Mountains to Sea Trail before I got there. But then I was like, COVID, I just think I want to do it quickly. And I was inspired by Jennifer. So I went out there and did it as an FKT, and that's across the state of North Carolina. So
did you run prior to hiking, or was it just kind of, okay.
Yeah, I ran in middle school and cross country in high school. And I just did casual running after that in college. I didn't really want to do anything crazy.
Just go, hey, I'm just going to do Mountain Sea Trail FKT.
Yeah.
Just out of the gate.
Rascal came out for that. She was there. How many miles do you think you did with me, pacing me?
I think we calculated I did like 400 to 500 miles with you.
Yeah, you did a lot of running.
Yeah, because I was there like September 11 or 12, and then I pretty much stayed the rest of the time. It was so fun. It was miserable, but it was so fun.
That was a crazy adventure.
Like literally, I get there, I run like 2 miles in from the road on the trail. I'm like waiting for Tara. All of a sudden, she sees me, comes around, and just like sits on the trail and starts crying. She's like, "This is really hard. I kind of want to go home. I'm so sorry you came out here." And I was
that sounds like a through hike.
Okay, all right. Well, let's get to the road and we'll figure it out from there. And then we just kept going every day.
Yeah.
And every day was the same story, though. Every day I cried so much.
I just want 2 minutes. Just let me lie down for 2 minutes.
Like they're keeping you from sleeping.
Coming to find out, I think I was very heavily malnourished and also on way too much like ibuprofen, and I thought I was dying. Because I was advised to take this amount of ibuprofen and shouldn't have been taking that much ibuprofen, unfortunately. I also decided I want to be a vegetarian.
That's right. So then you were iron deficient for a while.
Yeah.
I need to send you the photo of me looking real bad.
There's that one at that camp that you stayed at.
Oh, Camp Kirkwood. Let me see if I can throw that photo up.
And then the night you puked.
Oh yeah.
There was one but probably 2 times that she puked after like eating stuff, and we were like, "Oh, good, she's got food in her body. It's great." And then just gone.
Yeah. That's where it all started.
I had finally like eaten because it was really hard to eat out there for some reason. I don't know why, but I finally eat and then throw it all.
It's like, great, cool, this is great. And the other guy who was on the support team was like, "This is all your fault, Rascal." And I was like, "Yep." Well, you're right. It's my fault.
Maybe it did all start when you got there. I'm just kidding.
It did.
You were just Rascal. It turns out Rascal was secretly poisoning me the whole time.
It's like,
we're never gonna make it.
Oh, here it is. So Kenny, you can see it. I don't know if you can.
Oh, I've seen that one. Yeah, you're just like,
yeah, she's. You lost so much weight. It was like scary by the end of that.
Oh, really? How long did it take you?
29 days and 8 hours. Yeah.
It's 1,100 miles, something like that.
175, yeah.
You were averaging what?
40 miles a day. And now I look at it and I'm like, I could have gone so much harder if I ate chicken or like fish or something.
Just like a little bit more. Yeah, but now you've dialed it. You got it going good. And you can... You go further and faster, and
it really gave me a lot of confidence on the Colorado Trail to go for the AT FKT this year. I was like, I can do it. I feel
totally
great.
Oh yeah, so you're doing the AT this year again, going southbound, correct?
Yeah, I'm going for the supported FKT.
Hi, I'm supported.
There's a lot of people that want to come out, and if anyone at this or listening to this podcast want to come out, you can contact Rascal or Kenny.
I'll be out
Kenny,
there the whole
hopefully
time,
you're out there
baby.
a little bit too.
You'll need trail magic for Tara to come running through by and
come shove some food in her face because she's gonna need it.
It's supported, so show her the support. Get out there on the trail and have a reason to hike that day.
Yeah, that'd be so much fun if just because I know that like people love from the FKTs I've seen in recent years, you just see all the people coming out to help. Like Christian, this past year, y'all's year, he did the Sobo FKT. Was it 45? It beat Carl Meltzer's record. So fun to watch those via social media.
It's going to be fun.
FKTs
on the MST,
happening.
You would always say, you're like, other people would have people meet them on road crossings with all these goodies, and no one's coming to give me stuff. And
I think that would change this year.
Very sassy. Yeah. I was extremely sassy out there. Yeah, I was a nightmare. Rascal can attest.
I loved it. I was like, she's 5 years old. Everyone excuse her.
So something I learned during the Mountains of Sea Trail, I had tried to go for a 2017 AT through hike, and I quit due to anxiety. And I've had I have a lot of anxiety, or I did have a lot of anxiety. But on the Mountains of Sea Trail, I was 2019 through hike. I was with Jonathan. That was great. It was a vacation for us. He's like my person, so I love having him there. So I didn't experience as much anxiety on the through hike, AT through hike, 2019 when I went back. But in 2020, it was extremely bad. I wanted to self-harm there. Yeah, I wanted to crush my foot with a rock because in my head, it was like, this is the only way out. I need to get out. My head was like screaming. My brain was screaming like, pain, get out, like warning. And I was going through so much anxiety. I just learned so much out there during that FKT. And I was a nightmare. I was a complete nightmare. But now, I experience the trail differently on these FKTs. It's there is a lot of crying, there's frustration and anger, but there's also just like a lot of joy, especially when you have friends out there and you're going for this really cool thing. You get all this support from friends and family. I look at it so much differently than I did in 2020. I was a nightmare. I will reiterate it. And I'm sorry, Rascal. This is my public apology to you.
Oh my gosh. I literally tell people, I'm like, one of my favorite hikes I've ever done was this one time I ran to chase my friend across the state of North Carolina and just like was running behind her with all this food and was like, please eat so you can have energy.
You were holding my eggs.
All the time.
Just carrying eggs?
I'd be like running behind her with like a bowl of pasta. I'd be like, one more bite. Let's go. Come on.
That's a lesson learned.
Yeah.
You just got to have a Rascal around on it.
I tell people all the time, you just got to have a Rascal around.
She was so encouraging.
What did I used to make in the
mornings? What was the thing that I used?
We did those breakfast sandwiches for a little bit.
That's what it was. Yeah, at the end, towards the end. We had hard-boiled eggs was the one. I remember one time you got back and you're like, Rascal, I have a confession. I threw that breakfast sandwich out in the bush the minute I couldn't see you anymore. I was like, I'm not eating this. It's too heavy.
But I think, going back to the anxiety thing, I think you used that, like, your frame of mind started to change during that, because when we went through that section where that really bad tropical storm was coming through and everyone was telling us that like we were going to get swept away by this river and we'd have to like climb a tree to safety, and you used that. You came out the other side of that being like, that was everyone else's like fears and projections that they were pushing on me, until we got out there and we experienced the things like yes, we didn't have any idea, but we're like, why is everyone flipping out and telling us, like, trying to scare us away?
We had that same issue in New Hampshire this year with the hurricane.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, you got to get off trail, And I was like, I think I'm okay. We only have a few miles tomorrow anyway, so it wouldn't be a bad deal. I think we got 4 hours of rain and a lot of wind, though. It was very windy. Yeah. People will just freak out because they hear the word hurricane or tropical storm, so it's just going to be horrible.
Yeah. It's kind of like that argument with Pennsylvania where people are like, it's not that rocky, and people say it's really rocky. It's like that whole thing.
Yes,
it is
rocks,
rocky.
But
there's a lot of rocks.
Okay.
There's a lot of rocks. I think they keep putting more in every year.
Makes it more fun.
So you're going Sobo this year, or we can talk about the Colorado Trail a little bit. How is that different than any other
Oh, well,
FKT you've done?
that was so cool because it was my first self-supported attempt, and I went at it self-supported for the first 4 days, and then the remaining days I ended up having to go supported because I'll explain a little bit about that. But it was really cool because that was my first time going self-supported. It was really fun to go fast and have everything I needed on my back. Yeah, it was just so neat. I've never done that before, but it was also incredibly tough as well because just the Colorado Trail with the altitude is so rough.
Ugh, tell me about it.
Because I'm used to the East Coast. We don't go that high.
I mean, you're from Virginia Beach. You're at what, 0 feet?
Pretty much.
100,
maybe 5.
maybe?
Yeah.
Tara runs, we know this, but to train, she has one hill in where she lives called Trash Mountain, and she just does laps up and down Trash Mountain as her training for like the Colorado Rockies.
So this year you have the FKT attempt going southbound. When are you starting that?
That's going to be mid-August.
Okay,
and
so you're going to be running right through the bubble.
Right through. I'm going to split it right down
just right down the middle.
Like part the seas. You know, people think that these FKTers are going that fast, but it's like only 1 or 2 miles faster than a regular, like a typical through hiking pace, which is like 2 miles an hour, right?
Yeah,
less than 2 miles an hour for some people. So it's not that much faster as far as FKTers, and you have less on your back too, because you're going supported. A lot of these people are going supported, so they have just a little running pack. So
it's like a slack pack.
Exactly.
Just slack packing
for like 18 some hours a day.
You know, two marathons a day or so.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And that's extremely that would scare the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that, and it's pretty superhuman, honestly. But how many days do you have to do it in to set it?
To set the overall record, it's going to be 41 days and change, and then I want to go fully for that record. I am there for that record, the overall one. But if anything happens, there's a lot of goals to bump down from. But I'm going into it fully committed to that overall goal, because if you don't go at something 100% in that way with full intention, you're already setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah, you're like, okay, I'm okay with third.
Exactly.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm not really okay with third, but that's just my escape because I don't want to push any harder.
Like anyone who does these races, they're racing because they want to be the winner. I mean, that's why everyone's out there, right?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty intense. Unfortunately, my TikTok page, I started looking up a lot of planching videos, so I got a lot of gym content, and then I started getting a lot of motivational stuff, and I'm like right now in my TikTok era of like bodybuilders and just like hype videos.
Yeah, I mean, I was stuck there right before trail. I was stuck in that TikTok loop.
Intense.
It is. It's very intense. It's a feat, you know. But going southbound, I think, in my through hiker mind, you know, run southbound as fast as possible. I mean, you're getting all the hard stuff out of the way.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the idea behind it. And they say this is the easier way, so
allegedly,
but there's people that still go Nobo, and there's good reasons for that as well. But
Absolutely.
I just for me, I think I want to end at Springer.
FKTs are crazy. I mean, I definitely would try one day, but maybe be done by the first day, or you know, something like that.
Yeah. Try it. There's a lot of people, especially through hikers, that have a lot of that time on legs training, because it was that 5-6 months of, you know, continuous hiking.
Yeah.
And that really builds up a lot of endurance. So if through hikers, you know, just tested their limits on maybe an FKT or going a little faster on a designated route, be surprised how fast you can actually go as a through hiker.
I mean, I was pretty, like, that's why I got into running again. Like, I ran while I was in the Army or whatever, but got out and swore I'd never run again. And then after the AT, I was like, well, what can I do? I can't just keep going out for long hikes. You know, it's about the winter. I was like, I guess I'll start running. Yeah, that's where it's led me to so far, is to say I feel better every day.
Yeah, and isn't it cool to see more trail in less time, too? Like, if you're trail
running.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really. I've trail ran where I was staying up in Oregon, and that was kind of my first time trail running, and it was definitely a different experience because you're gonna fall on your ass.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I mean, you fell in a cactus this summer or this fall, while trail running. You know, that's the hardest part is like not wanting to fall on my face.
Yeah.
You know, just knowing it's gonna happen, just getting over it.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. When I first started trail running in 2020 at the Hot Springs hostel, I fell so often. I would just like post on my story just like my bloody knees
palms
and palm.
Yeah,
it's like it was a big learning experience. It was hard.
Yeah, and this is the first time I met Rascal. She like ran back up the hill to the water source. We thought she was absolutely insane because she had done 20 or 18 miles or something that day already. So this year you got a good surprise. I'll be on the Colorado Trail while you're doing this event, the Hard Rock.
Yeah, Hard Rock 100.
Ultra marathon, if no one knows what that is.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the most iconic and famous ones that there are.
So the Hard Rock 100 is, I think it's got 33,000 feet of gain, and it's just over in the San Juans in Colorado at altitude.
You best be careful over there.
Okay. Why?
The San Juans almost killed me.
Well, this is in July, so
doesn't matter.
Hopefully
they'll get you.
So yeah, I got picked by the race director. People apply to this race for tens of years and they don't get in, but I was picked by the race director to run this race, which is a huge honor. It's incredible. I'm so very excited because I'll also be seeing Courtney Dauwalter at some point, and I can run with her.
That is you will fangirl every time, huh?
Oh my gosh. The day that I meet her.
May her legs never tire.
That's 100 miles in Colorado, just 33,000 feet of up and down.
Yeah, yeah.
Ugh. In July. Okay. Yeah, I got to figure out those dates. Maybe I'll just come throw some honey buns at you or something.
She likes Oreos. She's an Oreo fiend. The last 3 times I've seen Tara, she's shown up with a family-sized pack of Oreos, and she's like, "You want one?"
Oh, nice.
Stop.
Nice.
Rascal.
Pleasure.
Am I wrong?
No.
She's just snitching on you right now.
I'm not wrong.
I didn't realize that about myself. I do always have Oreos.
That or she has ramen ready to go. She's cooked up ramen.
I'm going to be able to put Tara Trex Tells All in the description of this video now. Now we know that she loves Oreos more than candy.
Well, yeah, I have to.
Yeah, she can't have any more candy because of the cavity thing.
Yeah.
And we never even went over how you got your trail name.
Oh, yeah. So I love candy on trail. I love Oreos. I love Oreos. We've already established that, but I love Airheads. Airheads were my favorite. So I would eat them all day long. And then, I wouldn't floss my teeth because who flosses their teeth in a through hike? That's gross, putting your hands near your mouth. Yeah. So I didn't floss, and I would go to sleep sometimes without brushing my teeth a couple times.
Yeah. That's when I say I forget I have teeth.
And then I ended up having 6 cavities
I
at the end of the
through hike.
Oh, and then I just mommed everyone too, and
she did.
I think we just liked the way it sounded, Candy Mama. I think we liked the way it sounded more than I like mommed people. I did mom. I do.
Mama though
actually.
Is like way
she
more.
Does still mom people. Rascal, you got your 10 essentials out there? Rascal, where's your compass?
You almost died.
I've done that a few times. My number one
fun.
goal in life is to never have to be rescued, so I'm going to work on that.
Well, you haven't yet, so it works.
Haven't yet. I've got a lot of great stories, though.
I thought my dog was throwing up.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, not Jerry.
Oh, yeah, Blind Jerry. He's a star on your channel.
Oh, yeah, I love Jer. Mr. Jer Bear.
All right. Y'all, you should keep talking, but I have to go clock in because I'm the only competent worker at my job.
In this big resort where people pay $600 to be on the mountain.
It's a thing. We're all just seasonal
mountains.
Workers. We're all just here to ski.
Yeah.
We're all a bunch of degenerates, okay? And somehow this degenerate is the only one who can do the jobs. No, I do have a good team. They're pretty decent.
You got to go right this second?
I do.
Okay.
I do. All right. Hike fast,
Later,
take
Gator.
chances.
Okay,
Bye.
you
See
too,
you
Rascal.
Later. I mean, you've gotten blasted pretty well by by your best friend.
Oh yeah, that's great though. She keeps me humble.
Oh, absolutely. You got to have somebody to do that, right? You hiked with your husband. His trail name was Sheriff.
Yep, Sheriff.
So that you are the first person that we've had on here who came onto trail with a partner.
Yeah.
You know, and you see that quite a bit. A lot of them either all finish together or not at all or finish separate. What was your key to that? Communication or what?
Yeah, maybe sometimes we communicated too much. We were angry at each other for different things. We're hungry and tired and stinky as well, so that just makes it worse sometimes. Yeah, it was tough though. I mean, we talked a lot, but you know, there's so many chances when you're around somebody also for 24 hours. We slept together, we hiked together. We didn't hike all the time together. We took like hour breaks from each other because we'd have to, because you're around them all the time. So you're bound to have more arguments. It's not like you could go to work and argue there and then come home and argue all night. We were just together all the time.
Yeah, there's no break there unless you just decide to hike alone that day. And and that's a challenge in itself. So I mean, you've been challenging yourself pretty much on every trail, carrying all that extra gear with vlogging and things.
Yeah.
Are there any future plans to finish out the Triple Crown or?
Yeah, no, I want to do that. I definitely want to do that, but I think I'm at this point, like I know there'll be a point where I'm going to have to like slow down, and it would also be nice to share that with a family as well. So if me and Jonathan have children, I just thought how cool of an experience would it be to do with like a child that, you know, wants to be out there, not one that's forced to be out there. I know there's some cases of that, but the children you do meet on trail that are like loving it, I'm like, I hope that my child is that way.
I ran into the Daly family this year. Was I think they hiked PCT last year, like 3 kids under 6.
Yeah.
I met them the first night in the Smokies, and they were just super sweet kids, and it was a really interesting dynamic. They were all in flip-flops or no shoes. They were really
roughing it,
but they were
the content.
They were loving it. Definitely a thing now. A lot more kids coming out on the trail with families. So you're gonna wait a few years then.
Yeah, I think so.
That happens.
And also when I slow down, inevitably I'm going to have to slow down. I want to do more through hikes at that point.
I want to thank you for coming on.
Yeah, this has been great.
Having a good hangout with your bestie, and really great to have you on. Great to sit you down. I've been trying to get you on for a while. So.
I know. It's so fun that you guys have this podcast now.
Yeah, it's just hanging out, just doing the shit, you know. Candy Mama, thank you very much. So,
thank you.
I'll see you later.
See ya.
Why people climb mountains? Is it just reach the top and see the view? Well, I tell you something. Every rock and every river, every sword and every splinter, I would climb every mountain with you.